What's up, y'all? I'm Ivy. I'm Imani, and this is ForYourLove Podcast. Alright, what's up, y'all? This is Ivy. Welcome back. I know it's been a while since we last recorded anything, or not even recorded, but pushed content out there, so I apologize about that. But for right now, hello. How are y'all? We're doing good, but this is a little disclaimer before the next video. I'm going to be honest when I say we weren't prepared for it too much. I was sick during that video, but I still want to get something out there because trust when I say that video was recorded at the beginning of April. No, beginning of May. No, beginning of April, actually. It was recorded in the beginning of April, and after that video, we literally went through so much. I ended up finding out that I tore my ACL. Again, it's completely gone. I've got some bone bruising, some missing cartilage, so I'm about to have surgery in the next 2 weeks for that. So that means some more time is going to be pushed back for this podcast. And then on top of that, we graduated from high school. Praise God for that. We're done. So said, please forgive us. I even had to go by it and be like, dang, like this is terrible. And I'm going to be honest when I say y'all see how bad it is. But I really did like the message. I loved how true it was and how raw it was, because Imani and I continue to state this one phrase where, we can't wait to see you guys next time and follow us along the journey. And that's a part of the journey. You make mistakes, you start from the bottom and you make your way up to the top. So that's what I'm hoping you guys are able to see. I keep looking down because, I got a laptop here that's showing me how I look. But as of right now, like I said, please forgive that. I hope you guys still like the message and like what we have going so far. And, watch the video through and through. Bye. All right, welcome back. And then for those of you that are new, hello. As we already said, Ivy, Imani. Today's episode is healing your mental as an athlete. And so for those of you that kind of watched the previous episode, we talked about mental health, spiritual health, and physical health. And today's episode is going to be a bit different regards to mental health. We're going to be figuring out how to heal your mental health, figuring out how to get over those obstacles, diving deeper in a different aspect than the previous one where we just talked about creating a mental box. So first question, well, not necessarily first question, first things first, what is your mental health? So personally, and then by definition, your mental health is kind of like the deciding factor to your actions, and then it's what your emotions are based off of. Right. So if you have a declining mental health, that's basically what your mental health is going to look like. You're going to be sad, you're going to be angry, you're going to be depressed.
It's what determines, what some people say, if you woke up on the wrong side of the bed today, it's because you're mentally not, right, you're mentally not, in a good state, or you're not in a good mood, basically.
Yeah, and so with your mental, why is it important? As we kind of said previously, your mental health is a deciding factor. So everything that you do, your actions, your emotions, is really and truly based off of your mental. So figuring out how to get over those hurdles becomes more than just, I got to get over this hurdle. No, you're getting over this hurdle to reach the finish line and create a positive mental health. Create a positive lifestyle, because your actions today shape your future for tomorrow. So if you're acting based off of negative emotions, taking those steps back, then mentally, you got to figure it out. We got to figure it out as athletes, how we're going to try and get this money by tomorrow, as she would say. And
you took my sleep.
As she would say. And then, like I said, we're just trying to help you guys reach your goals, because we've got goals we're trying to reach. And we've realized, mental health, when starting this podcast, is something that's not talked about. Right. And it's very important. Because if I was better mentally over the last 4 years, I don't think I would be where I'm at right now.
Exactly.
But it is what it is.
And it's a part of God's plan.
So now, getting into it, we're going to help you guys mathematically. So in math, two negatives, a negative times a negative creates a positive. So what do you mean by that? You got to analyze the problem. Start finding the roots. Start putting them in the forms that they need to be brought in. Negative
plus this negative. Okay, she's pissing me off. She's that negative. This coach is irritating me. That's another negative. And you just line them all up. Negative times a negative times a negative times a negative 4 equal. It's a positive. I'm not stupid. But a negative times a negative is a positive. So that's what you really want to do. You just want to line up all your negatives, put them in the form, and then start multiplying. That's when you go, okay, hey, it's been my coach this whole time. Okay, hey, it's been my teammate this whole time. And for me, personally, it was basketball the whole time. I had realized basketball was just something that I couldn't control. It was negative situation after negative situation, terrible program after terrible program, coaches.
It was just a lot going on.
Basketball in general, everything dealing with basketball, all the coaches, all the trainers, all the parents, all the teammates, my parents, negative. My sisters, and yes, you were.
Wow.
And so
she said me.
And so I just got to that point where I was like, okay, I need to cut it all off. And it reflected my scholarship. So that's I wouldn't necessarily that's a con, but it was for me at the moment. I knew I was worth more, but at the time I was going through something, so
she couldn't.
I had to deal with it. That's the price I had to pay, and I was willing to pay it. So you need to ask yourself, are you really willing to pay this price? And if it comes at the cost of you being happy mentally and just happy and full of joy, go and do it. It's worth the sacrifice. And once you've analyzed the problem, you got to go and release it. So you need to seek help. I reached out to somebody who I really look up to, called her, texted her, hey, like, I'm going through something. I've got this fear that's just been holding me back. I reached out to one of my sisters, one of my good sisters. We FaceTime, we talked about it. I just reached out to all the outlets that I know I need to reach out to and I know have the best interest for me. You know what I'm saying? Fresh people in my life. And they helped me with where I was trying to, with what I was trying to accomplish. Because talking to my mom wasn't helping, talking to my twin wasn't helping, talking to my other siblings wasn't helping. You know, even the people that I was closest with, it wasn't helping. I just needed some fresh thoughts, some fresh minds. And so, release those problems. And then we are the biggest advocates in journaling. We journal almost every single day. I'm not saying for you to go do that maybe twice a week.
But for us, that's what helps us mentally.
Like, I already have a financial journal, a physical journal, so stuff where I write my goals, aspirations. I have a academic journal, podcast journal, journals for everything where I just release things. So I write, okay, what's my problem? Like, what's the problem? What am I doing right now? What am I trying to reach? And I just write those steps that I'm trying to create to meet those goals and what set me back for the day, what's pushed me forward for the week. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why I kind of tell you guys to start out with journaling. Reach out to people. Reach out to us if you need to. Seek God. If, you know, like I said, if you're one of those religious people, go talk to your pastor. Read the Bible. I know that part sucks kind of because it's like, okay, so be in God, be in the Word. I know a lot of people are like, you know, that's the best thing you can do. But for me, it didn't really help. And so I had to ask somebody to help me break down the Word of God for what it was. And that's when I was able to understand it and be like, okay, that's what he means in his Word. That's what he means when he says this and stuff. And so that's kind of where I would start at, analyzing the problem, releasing the issues. You know what I'm saying? Releasing what it is. You put that equal sign there. Okay, now I've cut them out. Now I can put the equal sign and then make the sacrifice. So like I said, I quit basketball for 3-4 months. Right. After AAU, I was done. I was drafted on my message to my mom to tell me, don't put me in senior. Like,
don't let her play
Don't let me play at all.
Like,
I was done. I was getting to the point where I was even about to say, I don't even want to commit. Like, I don't want to sign. I don't want to do any of this stuff. And look, 5-6 months later, I'm feeling great. Like, I'm really willing to do any and everything to get to where I'm trying to go. Right. I got goals. Like, I'm trying to go professional with basketball.
To add on to what she's saying is, like, I feel like, honestly, like, taking those breaks or, like, just, like, figuring out after you figure out what the root issue is, when you come back, you're going to come back better than ever. And so a key point that I have on here is us as athletes, we hold and carry this I have to be tough mentality. Like, understand that you're a person, understand that you're a human. And you were going to bring up about Kobe.
Yes. So before I kind of get over there, I did an interview with one of my peers, and I was like, okay, so what is mental health? Do you think it's an emotion, or do you think it's a body language? Like, is your mental health your feelings and how you feel, like you're happy, you're sad, or is it like your body language? So what you do, like, I did something positive. I went out and did something, or I was just lazy about it. And they said it was both. But the key thing that stuck out to me that I feel like kind of tied into the Kobe mentality is it's a mask too. That's the worst thing ever. Yeah. A lot of athletes look up to Kobe for his mental, like, toughness, mental mentality, Mamba mentality. And yes, that was like, that's like great and everything, but we don't have a lot of resources as athletes. Like I said, with that peer, with the interview, and then with Mamba mentality, he was like, it's both, but the worst part was, he said it's like a mask. Like, you're literally able to just mask your mental health. You're able to mask your emotions, and your body language kind of like plays a key factor into that, because now you've got this brick wall. So, yeah, you want to create a mental box, like I said in the previous episode, where you don't allow certain things to go in, go out. But there's a difference when you're literally not releasing anything. You're just putting everything in that mental box, and you're just locking it up.
A bottle.
You can't do that. And that's kind of like what he was saying. He was saying, oh, I'm able to mask my mental health. And that's something that I find very sad, because your mental health is very important. So when you're piling your emotions, when you're piling what's hurting you into this box, box of mental things that you're trying to release and let go of, you're only extending that box out, and you're hurting yourself.
You're like,
this box can only hold so much.
Yep.
And they like tying, and I feel like the false reality is you can only hold so much. And people are thinking, okay, well, Kobe had this Mamba mentality, but I bet you Kobe was able to release some of that. Like, he was able to, probably did with basketball. He probably talked to his wife. We don't know what goes on behind closed doors, so you can't just say, okay,
expect
this dude.
Yourself. Like, you only see one. Like, you only
know
see
yourself,
one thing.
know who you are, know your limits, and release. Like I said, reach out to somebody, journal, write every day, meditate. Jerry McCain, I love him for that. I feel like he's been the biggest advocator of this generation with just
meditating and being mentally peaceful.
Literally mental peace. Like, that dude's meditate almost before every game,
every day,
doing yoga almost every single day. He's just got this calmness about him, and I feel like that's something that as athletes we need to take serious, and we need to figure out, like, okay, how can I release some of these things mentally? How can I let go of these things? And so, kind of went over, the problems, how you analyze them, how you release them with talking to somebody, reaching out, journaling. And then we went over sacrificing, what's got to give. Like I said, I quit basketball for a couple months, but I'm back better than ever.
And for me, I didn't. Like we said, it's for some people it's different. Like literally. She said, she quit. I didn't. I pushed through, but I created bad habits. But it was still positive that came through it. So just knowing yourself
and just understanding that your mental health is like a house. It's like a foundation. It's literally like a foundation. So if you're seeing that the foundation's got some roots, if it's got some cracks in the walls, your foundation's shifting. Right. If you're seeing you're starting to do some things that you shouldn't be doing, you're crying almost after every practice, or you don't want to go to practice because it's not
you need
fun,
to let it go.
Please know the difference between pain and tolerable, or what you're able to tolerate. Know the difference between what's hurting you and what you're able to tolerate. So if you practice basketball, your sport isn't supposed to be easy, but it's not supposed to be life-threatening, where you really are crying and you're telling yourself, Mom, I don't want to go here, Dad, don't bring me to practice, I don't want to train. It shouldn't get to that point. This should be something that you love. Like, I love basketball now. I'm no longer allowing people to push me where where I'm not comfortable being pushed. Start doing that with people. Start letting them know, hey, don't do that. Like, I don't care for that. You know what I'm saying? Start creating your mental box. Checking stuff out. Putting stuff in. You know what I'm saying? And kind of like my last 2 cents of the day of this episode, don't isolate yourself. That's when the devil really tries to get you. Mm-hmm. When you're by yourself at your home. So yeah, you want to meditate. Yeah, you want to go out and do something. But as she would say, go do something healthy by yourself. Like, go get you a smoothie by yourself. Go work out. Go walk. Get you some fresh air.
I read that in an article.
Sleep away your problems. You don't want to sleep away your problems because you're only going to wake up to reality. And
that's
the worst
still
part.
Gonna be there.
It's still there. Don't sleep away your problems. I've learned that. I slept away almost all my problems. Now, I'm facing forward. Like I said, I got my journal financially, academically, for my podcast. I've got a journal for everything. And I just let go of things, and then I go to sleep, obviously.
And so, when I say we play with emotion, I'm talking like, just as much as you would take care of that body that went through that 30, 40 minutes of playing time and how like after you ice, you elevate afterwards, you should be taking care of that mental like toughness as well. Like just this past game with like Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark and all of them, like just afterwards, like you have to mentally reset because it's like for me, after games, after I come from talking ish to other players and stuff, I know I have to mentally reset and be like, okay, Imani, this is not who I am. This is not me off the court. I need to like just making sure we take that stuff seriously. Yeah. And then this is not an ad, but if you don't know or need a sign that you're struggling mentally, here are a few signs. You're having sleeping problems. Second thing is being irritated easily, like having like for me, I have anger issues like from the past.
No,
with that.
honestly,
it is what it is.
Came up waking up like hell.
Stop. So you get irritated easily, low energy throughout the day. You're just like mentally fatigued. You're tired. Like she said, you don't want to go to practice or like a game or something. You're done. You're tired. And then changes in eating. Like so, like you're not eating regularly or normally.
She got to a point to where she literally ate a snack like an apple a day. For the day. Yeah. And then she ran off that. That's don't do that. You need protein.
I had everything in this box checked off. And I don't, so for like, this isn't everything.
You don't condone that.
Right. But this isn't everything. But if there is, like, if one of these things are something that you're dealing with, you should probably look in the mirror and be like, okay, what's going on with me mentally? Like, even if it's
go in the mirror and let you tell yourself, I deserve better. Yes. She deserves better. He deserves better. Whoever it is that you're seeing in that mirror, that person deserves the best of the best. And not get me canceled. And not, any of that weak stuff. I honestly did that. Yeah, it's a little bit cringy, but it helped me. Like, I looked in the mirror and I said, she deserves better. She deserves the best of the best. She deserves the world. I'm not God, and I can't tell, we all do, death because of our sins, but in life, this reality is held in itself, by itself. I deserve better. I deserve the best of the best. I deserve to be happy. I deserve that goal, that treat. But you got to work for it. You got to figure out what's the root, what's causing those cracks in your house, and build a new foundation. Start building a new house. It doesn't cost nothing but your time and effort and a sacrifice. So start off with your baby steps. Create mental box. Analyze the problem. Reach out to somebody. You can reach out to us on our Instagram. YouTube in the comments will help you guys out. I might even add our emails in there. Our For Your Love email. Don't do that. I might even add our For Your Love email in there so you guys can reach out to us through there. Suicide hotline. I'll also put that up there just in case it's that serious. You think it's that serious.
Not they think. And what
you think it's that serious. Okay. You reach out to them people, and so that's just that. And with that being said, we hope you guys like this video. Share it, comment, and as always, continue to follow us on this journey. This is only the beginning, and we hope to see you guys next time. Bye.